Hi, this is Mr. Wandrum, and welcome to my math tutorial on how to divide by numbers that are multiples of 10. Start off with this one right here, and you'll see that it's 2,000 divided by 50. The first step is always going to be to rewrite the problem and make it 50 into 2,000. Now, kids a lot of times want to make a shortcut and they want to try to divide it from right here. Even though I'm good with math and I'm very good with numbers, to me it's always important to rewrite it as a regular division problem so that I can make sure that I don't make any mistakes. So even though that's not a very nice looking version of it, that is 50 into 2,000, the correct way to write it. The second step, you can go to the number on the outside of the bracket, which is called the divisor, and you want to get rid of the zeros. This is a shortcut. You can take 1 0 off, then on inside a bracket you can take 1 0 off. So now you can go 5 into 200, and that'll give you the same exact answer. Now you can divide, and you say 5 goes into 20 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20. 20 minus 20 is 0. Bring down your 0. 5 goes into 0 0 times. 0 times 5 is 0. You subtract and you get no remainder. So your final answer is 40. Okay, this problem right here, 60 divided into 36,000. You can take 1 0 off here, 1 0 off here. Now you have rewrite the problem. 6 divided into. Now you have to write 3600. So you go 3600. Okay, now you divide normally. 6 goes into 36 6 times. 6 times 6 is 36. 36 minus 36 is 0. Now if you want to go bring down your 0, follow all the steps. 6 goes into 0 is 0. 0 times 6 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. Bring down the 0. 6 goes into 0 is 0. 0 times 6 is 0. You just end up saying 0 a lot. You could have originally, because you divided the first time and you got a number that doesn't give you a remainder, you could have just brought these two zeros up and you know your answer would be 600. Okay, now that's actually dividing numbers that have zeros. Another thing that we've been working on in class is estimating numbers with zeros. And let's practice doing that right now. Now if you notice, this problem says estimate. When you estimate, you don't have to give an exact answer, so you don't have to go 42 divided into 2,765. Instead you can round the numbers, because we estimate by rounding the numbers. Because we don't want to get an exact answer, we just want to know our answer is in the ballpark, it's close. So the first thing we would do is round 42 to 40. Now here's where a lot of students make the mistake. We want to round and we want to be able to do it quickly, so we want to estimate 2,765 to something that's going to be a multiple of 4, because that means 40 is going to go into it evenly. Well, you have a 27 here, so the closest multiple of 4 to 27 is 28. So if you replace that 27 with a 28 and then replace these two with zeros, now we have 40 into 2,800, and 2,765 is close to 2,800 anyways, but we picked a number that's a multiple of 4, which is 28, and now we know we're not going to get a remainder. So now we follow the steps that we did with the other problems. We take away 1 0 from the divisor, 1 0 from the dividend. You can rewrite the problem. Now you have 4 divided into 280. 4 goes into 28 7 times. 7 times 4 is 28. Now since you got no remainder, you can just take this 0 and bring it up. Or you can divide again and you're going to get a 0. Either way, your answer is going to be 70. Okay, on this problem, we're going to rewrite it in the traditional division problem way, which is 83 divided into 62,800. 83 is almost 80, so we're going to rewrite the problem to estimate. We're going to round 83 to 80. Then on this one we have 62,800. If I do my multiples of 8, I want to do my multiple of 8 that's closest to 62. Well, if I remember right, 8 times 5 is 40, 8 times 6 is 48, 8 times 7 is 56. 56 is pretty close to 62, but 8 times 8 is 64, and 64 is even closer to 62. So if I replace the 62 with 64 and then just put zeros for each one here, I'll have 64,000. 62,800 is only 1,200 away from 64,000, so that's actually a very good estimate. That's a good guess. Now we can take this zero off, take this zero off. Now we can rewrite the problem to have 8 into 6,400. 8 goes into 64 8 times. 64, since there's no remainder, you can just bring these two zeros up and your answer is going to be 800. So that means that 62,800 divided by 83 is about 800. That gives us a good estimate. And these are the kind of problems that we've been working on in class. Hopefully that helps. Thank you.